Hey, come see with the makeup nurse. Come and take a seat with the makeup nurse. Trust me, it's the makeup nurse. Beautiful things with the makeup nurse. It's the makeup nurse. Yeah, it's the makeup nurse.
I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. The struggle is real with Pajami, the makeup nurse. Today is Wow Me Wednesday with Wendy Wanders. It's also Give Something Away Day, Social Media Giving Day, Pet Fire Safety Day, Gummy Worm Day, and I Love Horses Day. Alright, and if you want to join the Pajama Club, hit that subscribe button, sit back, get comfy, and let's get started. First, with the riddle of the day. I have 4 legs and a flowing mane. You'll find me on trails, fields, and plains. People ride me far and near, and today I'm honored with cheer. What am I? Comment down below. Before we get started, I have to tell you how this came about. So, you know Flat Stanley, where that came about in 1964 by Jeff Brown, who did this book of Flat Stanley, and he went, and people would take him all over the country and like take pictures, right? And so, because of that, my friend did a couple of those pictures for his dad. He was ill, and so when he went places, he would take a couple pictures and say, from Boston or from this place. So he met this woman at a golf course, and she had this, because her blue Subaru broke down, and so they called the golf course people, knew that he was, because he works, what he does now is he works on golf carts, but prior to that he actually worked at his Subaru dealership on cars, so a blue Subaru. So they called him and said, can you look at this lady's car for me? So he did, and he's like, well, it needs to be fixed, and long story short, she ended up being like, okay, I just want to sell this, and so he's like, okay, I'll buy it from you. And so so he got it from her, and in the back seat of his car, there was some stuff that was still left in, and she's like, can you mail it to me or whatever? And one of them was the Barbie doll from her daughter. So this is how this is coming to into play. And he's like, do you want me to make, the Barbie doll's there, because she has a 10-year-old daughter, and she's like, well, she's getting too old for Barbie dolls, just do whatever. So he decided to do the Flat Stanley thing and name her Wendy Wanders, and go traveling. Well, I loved the idea, and I travel more than he does, obviously. And so we're going to start with Wendy Wanders on Wednesdays and traveling. So the first adventure that Wendy is going on is in Raleigh, North Carolina, with a bunch of trolls. So here's a bunch of pictures with Wendy with the trolls. Now here's Wendy at Sweet Tomatoes. We went to Sweet Tomatoes in Florida, Fort Myers, Florida. There's only 2 open nowadays, and so we went to Sweet Tomatoes in Fort Myers, Florida. Here's Wendy. Then we went to Chili's in Minnesota, and here's Wendy in Minnesota at Chili's. And here's Wendy in Charleston, Illinois, and we liked the rock, so so we took a picture of the Terrapin station with Wendy, and this is in Charleston, Illinois. Well, then his friend who owned the Subaru that he bought it off, she was telling Nathan about how she went to this world's largest truck stop. So we found one in Iowa, Welcott, Iowa, I think it was. I might have said that wrong. And so we had to show her. Wendy went to the largest, world's largest truck stop in Iowa. Then Wendy went to in Ottawa, Illinois. I have quite a few in Illinois because I'm from Illinois originally, but she went in Ottawa, Illinois, to see Lincoln and Douglas, the statues of. That's when they were debating in their election, and that's the one that Lincoln lost. And this is the blue Subaru, the famous Subaru, and Wendy taking rides in the blue Subaru. And last but not least, we went to Moline, Illinois, and we had to get a Boston shake. And the reason why that's funny is because this is where Wendy's from, because that's where that lady's from, is Boston, Massachusetts. So we had to have a Boston shake, and so that's why. And it's kind of funny, so Wendy is the distant cousin of Flat Stanley, and even though they never figured out where Flat Stanley actually lived, they were thinking he was in the Northeast. So she's the distant cousin from Boston of Flat Stanley. All right. This day in history, on July 15th, 1799, Rosetta Stone discovered. French soldiers in Egypt unearthed a stone slab inscribed with 3 different scripts. It ultimately provided the vital key to deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. 1815, Napoleon surrendered. Several weeks after his devastating defeat at Waterloo, Napoleon Bonaparte boarded the HMS Bellerophon to surrender to British protection, resulting in his permanent exile to the remote island of St. Helena. 1916, Boeing Incorporated. Pioneer William E. Boeing incorporated the Pacific Aero Products Company in Seattle. It was later named the Boeing Airplane Company, fundamentally altering the future of global aviation. 1945, first atomic bomb test. The U.S. completed the final secretive setup for the Trinity test near Almagro, New Mexico, culminating in the world's very first atomic detonation the following morning. 2016 Turkish coup attempt. A faction within the Turkish armed forces attempted to overthrow the government, leading to intense fighting in Ankara and Istanbul that left over 250 people dead before the coup was crushed. In 1996, MSNBC launches. Microsoft and General Electric's NBC unit joined forces to launch the 24-hour cable news channel network. In 2006, Twitter debuts publicly. Co-founders Jack Dorsey, Evan Williams, and Biz Stone officially rolled out the microblogging platform to the public, forever shifting global digital communications. And some birthdays today. Rembrandt van Rijn in 1606, masterful Dutch painter and printmaker, widely celebrated as one of the greatest visual storytellers in the history of Western art. Emmeline Pankhurst in 1858, trailblazing British political activist who led the militant suffragette movement, winning women the right to vote in the UK. Ginger Rogers, in 1911, iconic American actress and dancer immortalized for her legendary gravity-defying musical partnerships with Fred Astaire. In 1946, Linda Ronstadt, highly versatile, multi-Grammy-winning American singer whose career seamlessly spanned across rock, country, and traditional Mexican mariachi music. In 1961, Forrest Whitaker. I like him. Do you? Yeah. I think you do too. Acclaimed American actor who earned an Academy Award for his terrifyingly brilliant portrayal of dictator Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland. And some unfortunate deaths. Yeah, we have to do the deaths. Gianni Versace in 1997, the visionary Italian fashion designer who was tragically shot and killed outside his Miami Beach mansion by a cross-country spree killer. And Anton Chekhov in 1905 celebrated Russian physician, playwright, and short story master, the Cherry Orchard, and Uncle Vanya, who passed away from tuberculosis at age 44. Juan Ponce de Leon in 1521, the fierce Spanish conquistador who led the first official European expedition to Florida, succumbed to an infected arrow wound in Havana. John J. Pershing in 1948, highly decorated U.S. Army general who famously commanded the American Expeditionary Forces on the Western Front during World War I. And in 2017, Martin Landau in 2017, versatile American character actor who won an Academy Award for his brilliant performance as Bela Lugosi in the 1994 film Ed Wood. Yes, I know I said the date twice. She can be pretty critical sometimes. All right, the quote from today comes from Anne Frank. No one has ever become poor by giving. And remember, don't wake up and choose violence. Choose kindness. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye. Say bye.